Hi everybody. The endless cascade of tragedies, which is our state of the world, has taken another turn for the worse, with America and Israel launching an unprovoked attack on Iran, which, unsurprisingly, has involved us bombing innocent civilians. This war is already proving itself to be a disaster, and anyone who is cheering it on, or even being a nuance-seeking, enlightened centrist on the matter, is not a serious person and should never be listened to for political commentary ever again. Now, there were quite a few people who supported Trump because they thought that he and the America First movement would be anti-war and keep us out of foreign entanglements since it's not in our interest to be in them. However, the America First movement has shown itself to be a complete failure. It is not anti-war and it never has been, and there are three main reasons. The first reason that it is not anti-war is that the core ethos and appeal intrinsically has nothing to do with being anti-war. It is simply the idea that on the world stage, that the United States should act in its own self-interest, even if at the expense of others. Sure, the forever wars in Afghanistan and Iraq were obviously not in our self-interest and were a waste of our money. So an America Firster will decry those. But what if they think that the next war is in our self-interest? This line of rhetoric is also built on a lie. The idea that American foreign policy ever was about sacrificial benevolence. While people certainly did make arguments that we were spreading democracy or whatever, the real reason we ended up in forever wars was to secure perceived geopolitical advantages, including control over natural resources. And the primary rhetorical line was that we needed to get involved in order to ensure national security. Does this sound familiar? While the America First rhetoric certainly can be used to dismiss those kinds of spreading democracy type moral arguments, in practice, it numbs people to the damage that our wars cause other people in the world. And it can also be used to dismiss the more readily available moral arguments against war, like that our wars violate international law and US law, and that they end up just murdering innocent people in a blood sacrifice to Mammon. Another reason that America First is not anti-war is that it is nationalist. People on the left understand that the State Department, the Epstein class, the oil companies, the defense contractors, and the billionaires have different interests than normal working people. War can be great for big business, but not for working people who send their kids to die and are faced with dwindling social services. America Firsters paper over those differences, leaving them vulnerable to arguments like, we should invade Venezuela so we can get their oil. Who is we? It's all America to them. Should we have lunch in school for our kids or endless subsidies to welfare queen and exquisite fireworks salesman Elon Musk? Oh, well, the wealth will trickle down since we will dominate the electric car market. Also, the lie that American foreign policy ever was about benevolent sacrifice adds to the sort of Lucy holding the football for Charlie to kick effect. Oh yeah, all of those previous disasters were from us caring too much, but this time it'll be different since we'll just get to take their oil. You'll be rich. So in addition to America First dismissing anti-war arguments from a moral angle, it also does a terrible job at making anti-war arguments from a self-interest angle by conflating the interests of normal working people with those of rich oligarchs. The last reason that America First is not anti-war is that it is full of fraudsters and intellectually dishonest Trump sycophants. Kyle Kulinski has a really good video on this where he goes over the scores and scores of MAGA influencers who are doing a full 180 on the issue. When the movement is loyal to Donald Trump as a cult leader, as soon as he flips on any given issue, they will follow suit. Ironically, they then failed to do the one thing that they were supposed to do, which was to ignore pro-war moral arguments and start talking about how we need to free Iran and spread democracy. It's ridiculous. So there you have it. America First is not anti-war. If you want to be anti-war, then you need to cultivate empathy and solidarity with normal working people across the world and stand against corporate overlords who benefit from bloodshed and hollowing out social services back at home. And with that, my rant is finished. Thank you to everyone who listened. If you liked it, please leave a comment and smash the like button. It makes my day. Until next time, this has been a Nerdy Tree production.